They are aerobically only in the peptone. Let's talk about the IL-2 production. They use the tryptophanase. Their medium is the tryptone broth, which reagents is the Kovacs RGT, or their reagent is Kovacs RGT or Ehrlich RGT, which their positive would be red or purple ring on top of medium, while negative in the yellow ring. So the procedure of it. Suspend one loophole of the test organism into the broth. That's step 1. Then step 2 is incubate at 35 degrees Celsius for 18 to 24 hours. And the step 3 is that after incubation, add 5 drops of Kovacs reagent or Ehrlich's reagent into the broth. The interpretation of results. If the reagent is Kovacs reagent, the positive would be red ring on top of medium, while the negative is the yellow ring on top of medium. If it is Ehrlich's reagent, it is the positive would be purple ring on top of medium, while negative on yellow ring on top of medium. Now let's talk about the methyl red test and Voges post-color test. Now let's talk about the MR test, which acetate and formate, there are strong acids, which their med is MRVP broth. Their reagent is the 5 drops of methyl red indicator, which their positive is red medium, which is pH is the 4.5 or less. If it is negative, it is the yellow medium, which their pH is more than 5.6. Then we have to go with the VP test. The VP tests are acetylene or acetylmethylcarbinol. Their med is MRVP broth, while their reagent is 6 drops of alpha-naptol plus 2 drops of 40% of KOH. Their positive is red ring is formed. Their negative is no red ring is produced. Now let's start with the let's discuss about the citrate utilization test, which they use citratase. Their medium is Simon's citrate agar slant or SCA, or the sodium citrate ammonium salts or bromethymol blue, which their positive is blue medium and growth on slant, or the NaHCO3 and NH3. Their negative is green red and no growth on slant. Their procedure is that their procedure is that get one loophole of the test of organism, inoculate the slump by simple streaking, or you can use a wire needle. Get the inoculum and streak the slant, simple streaking only. If it is positive, then Fotchan blue med and growth on slant, or NaHCO3 and NH3 procedures, alkaline reaction, hence blue color, while negative is green mid and no growth on slant. So let's talk about the IMVC test, which let's talk about the idle test. It is the detection of enzyme tryptophanase. Their medium is tryptone broth, which same. Their indicator is Kovacs or Ehrlich's reagent, or p-dimethylaminobenzyl aldehyde. Their positive results is red color or red ring. Red color for routine, red ring for anaerobic. The rapid indole spot test or the reagent is p-diminosinamaldehyde, negative plus blue. That's the reagent, where it is useful test to differentiate P. vulgaris from P. mirabilis. Now let's talk about the methyl red and Voges post-color test, which determines the pathway of glucose metabolism. Their medium is MRVP broth contain glucose. Their methyl red detects mixed acid which utilize the mix of acid path. Their pH is 4.4 or less. Their indicator reagent is methyl red. Expected results are red color. If it is in the Voges Puskar, it detects acetoin which utilize the butylene glycol path which their pH is 5.5 or more. Their reagent is alpha-naptol and KOH barytes. Their alpha-naptol in 40% KOH and creatine comblends. Their expected results is red color. Now let's talk about the citrate utilization in the IMDC test. The citrate utilization, it determines if the organism uses citrate as sole sources of carbon, which their medium is Simon citrate agar slant. It contains citrate or source of carbon. Their pH indicator is bromthymol blue, which their positive results are growth colony change color from green to blue. And that's their summary of biochemical reaction of Enterobacteriacae organisms. So it's kinda high, so we're going to skip that. Now we're going to talk about the motility test, which they are growing bacteria in semi-solid medium in butt tubes. Their medium is SIM or the sulfide idle and motility. It stabs butts until a few millimeters from bottom. Their motile is hazy medium, which the growth spreading into mid. Their non-motile is equal to clear mid, which only in stab line and top of mid. Their H2S production is good blackening of medium, which their idle production is equals to red ring after addition of reagent. What's reagent? It could be Kovacs or Ehrlich's. What enzyme does it has if NAG plus? Now that's the question on the another day. Now let's talk about the urease test. It splits urea into NH3 and CO3. It requires heavy inoculum which 5 loophole of the organism colony. Their medium is urea broth which there are penal red indicator. Their positive is dark pink medium. Their positive could be dark pink or fuchsia, which it has an enzyme urease splitting NH3 and CO2, producing an alkaline pH in the medium, while the negative is no change in color, still orange, retains the buff of the medium. Now let's talk about the nitrate reduction test, which the nitratase or nitrate reductase reduces nitrate in nitrite, which their medium is nitrate agar slant, which their reagent is 2 drops of sulfonylate acid or 2 drops of alpha-naptylamine. Their positive is red azo compound, which there are p-sulfobenzene azo or alpha-naphthalene. The procedure is using a wire loop or wire needle, get the inoculum and do simple streaking across the slant, then incubate. The reagent is added after incubation. Alpha 2 drops of sulfonic acid followed by 2 drops of alpha-naptylamine. Their positive is the formation of a red azo compound on the slant, p-sulfobenzene azo alpha-naptylamine. Now let's start with the phenylalanine deaminase test, which deaminates phenylalanine to phenyl pyruvic acid. Their medium is phenylalanine agar slant, which their reagent is the 5 drop of ferric chloride. Their positive is green slant, which their Proteus morganella and providentia. They're using a wire loop and a needle and get up with a simple streaking across the slant, then incubate. Their positive is green slant, while their negative is no green slant formation. There is a yellow color on the slant because of the dark yellow color of the ferric chloride. Another medium in the market is phenylalanine agar, wherein Ferric chloride is already incorporated with yield different color reaction. Their positive is brown slant. Now we have phenylalanine deaminase, enzyme that removes amino group from an amino acid. Their medium is phenylalanine agar with 10% ferric chloride. It results to green. Now we have ONPG test or O-nitrophenyl beta D delta galactopyranoside or detects beta galactosidase. There are two enzymes in lactose fermentation. One is permease. It allows lactose into bacterial cell, while the other is beta galactosidase, which splits lactose into glucose and galactose. SLF or lack of permease. Their medium is ONPG broth or 3 to 6 hours incubation, which if it is positive, it is yellow medium or O-nitrophenol. If it is negative, then colorless medium. ONPG positive equals lactose fermenters, which if it is positive, yellow medium or O-nitrophenol. If beta galactosidase is present, it will hydrolyze ONPG and leverage O-nitrophenol, a yellow compound. Hence, the bacterium is a lactose fermenters. Their negative is colorless medium. So there are two types of lactose fermenters. There are fast lactose fermenters, those that have both enzymes mentioned above, and slow lactose fermenters which lack permease. ONPG test or orthonitrophenol beta D galactopyranoside determines the lactose fermentation, especially late lactose fermenters. It detections of enzyme B galactosidase, substrate of ONPG, and their expected results are the yellow coloration within 4 hours of incubation. Now we have maybe third to the last, we have lysine decarboxylation and deamination, which detects two enzymes, lysine decarboxylase and lysine deaminase. Their medium is lysine iron agar. It is the glucose, lysine, and bromcrystal purple as pH indicator, yellow in acidic medium, purple in alkaline medium. It is prepared with a slant and butt just like TSI, but it has a shorter slant and a deeper butt compared to TSI. The uninoculated LIA has a purple color throughout the medium. With wire needle, get inoculum and stab the butt twice all the way down to the bottom. Illustration is wrong. The LIA, we don't have illustration. This is just a voice. So let's moving on. Then streak across the slant, then incubate for 6 to 8 hours and read results. Requires a different method of inoculation compared to that of TSI. Since the medium has glucose, the enterics will ferment glucose. After incubation, the medium which is originally purple will become yellow because of the acid of the glucose. However, this is not the same case with those which have the lysine decarboxylase and lysine deamination. So, lysine decarboxylation, read where? In the butt, an anaerobic process, while lysine deamination reads in the slant, which is an aerobic process. They're positive in the lysine decarboxylation. Their positive is purple, which because it is enteric acts on lysine and produce cadaverine, which is alkaline. Yellow on incubation, but if cadaverine is produced, the bud will revert to purple. That is why it usually has a light yellow tinge because of the acid from glucose, not bright yellow anymore because of the cadaverine produced. In the lysine decarboxylation, their negative is bright yellow, which the enteric does not have lysine decarboxylase. Now let's talk about the lysine deamination. Their positive is red,